Have you tried this? What about if you do that? This is a tough one. Here are the most puzzling PC games that make you use your brain in 2022. Sometimes gaming is all about sitting down after a long, tiring day and just switching our brains off as we lose ourselves in a virtual world. But sometimes we want to do the opposite and put our brains to the test when we dive into a video game. That's where these games come in. We've put together a list of some of the more mentally challenging games that require you to use every part of that clever brain of yours if you're ever going to make it to the end credits. At least you can rely on the satisfying click of a G413 SE keyboard to keep your frustrations at bay and stop you throwing your pristine gaming kit across the room. From puzzling adventures that make you think about your environment in new ways, to satisfying arcade games that require you to be thinking 10 steps ahead at all times. We've got the perfect workouts for your brain no matter what area needs training. Here are some puzzling games that really make you use your brain. Yep, you read that right. Myst is back gracing our screens and torturing our brains thanks to the 2020 remake. A lot of you were probably still sucking your thumbs while the rest of us were scratching our heads with the original Myst when it released in 1993. So this remake marks the perfect opportunity to experience one of the most defining puzzle games on PC. Brought to life with the magic of VR and then later adapted to flat screen formats, Myst breathes new life into the 90s classic point-and-click title with new art and sound, all while keeping the exact same tone and gameplay that made the original so definitive at the time of its release. You'll be needing a pen and paper to scribble down notes and observations as you rush about the island trying to find the solutions to some of these puzzles. Even seasoned fans making their return to the island of Myst are in for a new challenge, thanks to puzzle randomization mixing things up a bit. Just be careful where you leave your scribbles of notes. Your housemates might get a bit concerned. It's fitting that this entry is coming straight after the remake of Myst, as 2016's The Witness very much acted as a loving tribute to the original Myst. Directed by Braid's Jonathan Blow, The Witness takes place on a mysterious island littered with puzzles that requires rigorous note-taking to solve. Sound familiar? Where The Witness differs from Myst, however, is in the type of puzzles that are on offer. The Witness focuses solely on puzzles involving lines, mazes, and grids. You might be wondering just how many puzzles you can squeeze out of such a simple concept, but trust us, it's a lot, and they can be infuriatingly mind-boggling. You'll find yourself reaching deep into your brain to muster up solutions to some of these puzzles. Just prepare to start seeing grids and lines in every single thing you look at in the real world too. Thinking with portals can be harder than you would assume, especially when it comes time to fling yourself through the air at breakneck speeds while trying to avoid oncoming turret fire. While the first Portal game introduced us to a gently puzzling portal hopping adventure, the sequel greatly ramps up the complexity of its test chambers in its single-player story, so you'll have to carefully plot out your portal placement before you can even think about making a leap of faith. It helps that you have the dry humour of Wheatley and GLaDOS to keep you laughing while you tear your brain out of your skull trying to figure out how to make it over to a platform that seems completely out of reach.
You are getting very close to my lair. Lair. It's weird, isn't it? First time I've said it out loud, it sounds a bit ridiculous, really.
Things only get more brain-melting as you take the reins of Atlas and Peabody in co-op, doubling the amount of portal guns in play, making for a total of 4 dimension-ripping gateways to be hopping through. Now you're thinking with portals.
What? Are you still alive? You are joking! You have got to be kidding me!
Everyone's favourite Mudokon is back in the spotlight in recent years thanks to the resurgence of the Oddworld franchise, meaning the clumsy but lovable Abe is back to possessing sligs and liberating slaves. The latest entry in the Oddworld series, Soulstorm, acts as a reimagining of the story of 1998's Abe's Exodus, providing a much-needed update of its gameplay systems while maintaining the infamous difficulty that made the Oddworld series so beloved. Soulstorm essentially acts as a massive escort quest. releasing his species from the reign of the glucons and guiding them to freedom.
Damn it, there is no ape guy.
It's up to you to ensure that as many Mudokons as possible successfully navigate the treacherous perils of Oddworld by distracting, stealthing past, and even possessing creatures as you make a safe route for your kind to escape. Oddworld Soulstorm is more of an action-oriented game than most of the other entries on this list, but it absolutely requires your brain to be 100% switched on if you want to save all of your pals. Because, well, their brains definitely aren't 100% switched on. Don't worry, we won't judge you for laughing.
We gotta get out of here. Come on, let's get out of here. My tummy's growling.
Where do we start with Hello Neighbour? What looks like a colourful family game with a vibrant, quirky aesthetic quickly reveals itself to be one of the most tense stealth games ever, that can only be completed with some absolutely bonkers outside-the-box thinking. Seriously, we dare you to play this game without once checking a walkthrough online with this one. The core concept of Hello Neighbour is pretty simple. Your mustache neighbour is hiding some nefarious secrets in his basement, so it's up to 13-year-old Nikki to sneak into the booby-trapped house and save anyone who might be in danger. Easy enough, right? Well, wait until your neighbour starts adding fortress-style walls, hanging rooms, shark tanks, and even a railway system to get in your way. Exploring this house quickly becomes a nightmarish exercise in navigation, as well as in problem-solving. Some of the solutions to these puzzles are completely obtuse. That's not even mentioning the fact that you'll have to be solving these puzzles all while hiding from the stalking neighbour. It always comes back to Tetris, doesn't it? Despite the ever-growing complexity and graphical fortitude of modern gaming, we still can't stop chasing high scores in Tetris. See? Can't beat it, can you? Tetris Effect Connected is the most visually delightful and musically minded Tetris has ever been, with a vibrant neon aesthetic complemented by a surprisingly zen soundtrack that takes you on a wonderfully emotional journey as you guide blocks into place. Though the earlier levels may take you on a wonderfully relaxing trip through your subconscious, you'll soon find yourself panicking as you rush to line up tetrominos, desperately hoping you'll be able to slide an L block perfectly into the space you had lined up before you run out of time. As the connected subtitle suggests, you can connect with other players over crossplay to team up, or challenge each other if you feel like putting your stress management skills to the test. Go on, just one more round. So those are 6 of our favourite puzzle games we've been scratching our heads at trying to solve. Did we miss your favourite puzzle adventure? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to drop us a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the Logitech G channel for more features and lists just like this one, and hit that notification bell to know when our next video lands.